So we're doing 10 ideas that teachers need to keep in mind about students.
So number one is teachers need to remember that adolescents make rash decisions and they don't always think before they do. And that's very evident just in all adolescents because their decision-making skills are not fully developed, obviously.
So when like a student's thinking about cheating, they just think about like getting the grade, like okay, like I'll get a better grade, but they don't think about if they do get caught, the consequences of that. And then two, teachers need to realize that students are still trying to figure out their like full identities.
Which is pretty straightforward because, I mean, even at 18, people are still trying to find out who they are. So number three was teachers need to find the balance between allowing students to work with friends. That can go like all across the board just because you can get distracted when you're working with friends and not stay on task, and other points you can get like you don't get the work done.
Yeah, like if it's a really important project and like it's in a certain amount of time and you're thinking about, do you really think it's a smart idea to let friends work together because they may not have like the chance to fully actually get the project done? And then four, teachers need to help eliminate cliques in the classroom so the teachers can, instead of letting kids work with their friends, they can, so no one feels left out, that they can pick the group so it's not just like some friends and like some like.
Yeah, and everywhere there's going to be cliques, like we get that because people make friends and they want to be friends with certain people. So as long as you can try to eliminate it though, it makes the environment much more welcoming. So 5 was teachers should consider giving students more independent work so they can think for themselves more often. So basically, yeah, when you're working with a group, you can be swayed one way or the other very easily.
And like teachers can like also like know exactly what one student's thinking and how they interpret something instead of just like bouncing ideas off of each other, and then like
it helps the teacher get to know the student a lot better.
And then 6, teachers need to be gentle and understand what's going on in a student's life. Like if you can tell that like a student's having like a really hard time, like isn't talkative, it's not a good idea for the teacher to like be calling on that student a lot or like kind of picking on the student. It's kind of just like, hey, like the student's having a lot going on, like let's be considerate.
Go easy on them.
Yeah.
So 6, teachers need to be more understanding of the fact that students learn differently. All students learn differently. I know I'm a visual learner, and like everyone learns differently.
I'm a hands-on type of person. I cannot learn if I just like read something. I'm like, awesome.
Perfect example, the two of us.
Yeah. And then teachers need to let everyone's voices be heard, not just the loudest, because some people, they do have like this loud voice and like quiet, like some quiet people don't really get heard. You need to like make sure that like everyone has their time to be heard, not just like have people shouting out answers because sometimes you don't get heard at all.
Yeah, I remember that happening in high school a lot where certain people would get a lot more like
football players.
Airtime. Yeah, football players in particular would always be the ones talking, and they would talk over everyone else because the loudest person would be heard. 9.
Yeah.
Teachers need to be sure that they have control over their classrooms. When a teacher doesn't have control over the classroom, it just makes the environment so negative. I remember being in high school and there would be a certain class where there was no control over the environment, and I would never want to be in the classroom because it was just chaos. I learned nothing and it was never fun.
I had a pushover teacher, and I did not learn anything in that class. So when I like came to like all the tests, I just like looked at the test. I was like, I don't even remember like any of this.
Exactly. You learn nothing.
Yeah. And then 10, teachers need to assign work that will benefit us, not just give us busy work, because we can tell that like there's an assignment and it's just like making sure that we like have the full time. We need to make sure that like it like helps us for like the test, and like
it needs to be effective too, or else then it's just pointless. Those are our 10.